Good day, grade 9 learners. This is the semi-external examination paper that was written in last year in I think November. So this is a non-calculator paper. You're not supposed to use a calculator when you are solving this. So I'm also going to go through this with you. So I'm also seeing it for the first time in terms of I haven't worked it out so that you can see how you should answer most of the questions and not relying too much on unnecessary calculations sometimes or longer methods. You must also show your working. So let's just start directly with the first question. It says that integer, now remember integers are all positive and negative whole numbers including 0. So that would be like -4 and -3, and that would be -2. So that value of a, that is going to be -2. And you can go ahead and you can check by completing the rest to see that definitely it is going to be the case. Okay, so you do see that, of course, this here is going to be -2. Good. The missing factors. Factors are numbers that go into a number without leaving a remainder. 3 goes in 27. How do you know? You know that 2 plus 7. So 2 plus 7 is obviously equal to 9. That means 3 can go in this number as well as 9 go in that number, because 3 go into 3 into 9 and 9 can go in itself. So these are the numbers that go in 27. That's just how you check for divisibility. All right. Another, well, you shouldn't miss that, of course. If you were to put a 9 in front and then a 3, it doesn't matter. Okay, but we always like to have things in that order. They say a composite number is a number that has got more than two factors. This is a prime number. Only 1 and 13 go in this number. This is a prime number. 1 and 13, I mean 1 and 11. This one is 1 and 11. This one is also prime number. Only 1 and 19 go there. So the only number that is a composite will be 15, because 1 goes there, 3 goes there, 5 goes there, and 15. Can you see more than two factors? So the composite number is 15. Find the lowest common multiple of 6 and 8. Now again, you can do the 6 times table if you want to, but no need for that. And so on. You should know that the lowest common multiple will be 24. Right, this is a ratio, but you can see the units are not the same. So let us change the centimeters to millimeters by multiplying by 10. So that gives you 200 millimeters. Okay, so basically this is 15 to 200 now. And we have to leave it in its simplest form. So look for a number that goes here, and that number is obviously 5 goes there 3 times, and 5 goes in 20 4 times, and you just add the 0, and that would be the final answer towards that one. Please do not write the units anymore. Okay, they say write 25% as a common fraction, so this is 25 over 100. Of course, it's 1 over 4. Always leave your answers in the simplest form. They say you are supposed to write the exponent, so the base is 6, as then the exponent. Another word for exponent would be the index. The index is the 7. Good. They say round the answer to one decimal place, so no matter what, your answer should have one decimal place in it, even if it's a 0. So that 9 makes that a 5. So this answer would be 68.5. There should be one place after the decimal point once they say you should do that rounding. Significant figure is the first figure that is not a 0, so that 3 is the first significant figure. The 8 is the second significant figure, so you look at the third one, that's a 50, so it's going to make that a 9. So the answer here is 3,900. Do not write 39. One day, the temperature in town A was minus 16 degrees below 0. Town B was 20 degrees Celsius The difference, you take the big one, 20, minus the small one. Of course, you are going to add if you have two negatives between them. So this is going to be 36 degrees Celsius. That's the difference between the two towels. Remember, this answer should be positive. Okay? Should always be positive. So here, you ask yourself, well, 3 times something. What is that something? That something is 5. 3 times 5 gives you that 15. So you are going to multiply the number here by 5 as well. So inside that must be 25. Arranging the numbers in descending order, starting with the largest one. So the units are all 5, nothing to do there. Now you start with the tens place. This is 3 tenths, so 5.35 is going to be bigger. The next one is 5.26, so you basically just use your place value. Question 4, identify the type of transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. Well, this, I think everybody see it's reflection. Please, when you write reflection, do not write it with an X. Reflection. Okay, don't write deflection with an X, like what we see. That will be marked wrong. The word rotational symmetry means how many times can you turn this shape and it will still look exactly the same. So this is where is the center going to be. If you turn it, of course, 90 degrees, but if you turn it 180 degrees, this comes on top here, comes back there, so it has an order of rotational symmetry equal to 2. It didn't say draw the lines of symmetry, okay? Order of rotational symmetry. The size of angle ABX, first identify what type of angle is ABC. Well, it's an acute angle. And acute angles are angles that are less than 90 degrees. So you now need to read from this 0 here. So it is therefore 70 degrees. Part 5. This is a polygon. It's a regular. All the sides are all equal and all the angles are equal inside. Okay. So how many sides does it have? It has got 5. So this is called a pentagon, like the building in the United States, which is called a pentagon. If you look at the bird's view, that is the shape of the building. The exterior angle of a polygon. Now, very important. If I was to continue drawing a line here, for example, a line here, if I was to continue with that, okay, so maybe this one not so much. Let's just take this one off. It's a little bit out there. If I was to continue drawing these lines, what you can see is that these angles are all going around. Can you see that? So exterior angles, they all add up to 360 degrees. So how many of them will be there? There will be 5 of them. So you're going to say nothing but 360. You're going to divide that by 5. Okay, so you know that 5 can go into 35, goes there 7 times, and 5 goes there into 10 2 times. So, right? So the answer here would be 72. Okay, so 5 going 36. It goes there 7 times. 5 times 7 is 35. Then there's a little 1 that's left, and 5 goes into 10 2 times. So that is what the size of that outside angle is equal to. Right, they ask you to find the value of P. Now, it's very important that you do understand that the value of P can be calculated in many ways, but here is what I want you to consider. I want you to consider that 130 plus this angle here in the inside, these two angles here, they must add up to 180 degrees, sorry. Can you see that? So if that is 130, then this one here must be 50 degrees because it must give you 180. Very important that you understand that concept. Another thing that you should also know is that the interior angles, co-interior angles, they always add up to 130 degrees. Or you can look at that 130 as an F. There's an F there. So basically they are called corresponding angles. Bottom line is that that angle should equal to 130 degrees. Now, if that is the case, and let me just change the color. If this is 130, then this one here is 50 degrees because of the co-interior angle. Since you have an isosceles triangle, because you can see this side is equal to that side, these angles here at the bottom will be equal. So therefore, this angle here will also be 50 degrees. So P, angle Q, therefore, is 50 degrees. Question 17. Now you have got the angles of a triangle. They all add up. M plus 80 plus 60. They should all add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so M plus 60 equals to 100. You know why I get 100? I'm saying that 180 minus 80 is easier. Then M would be 100. Take away 60, and then you get your answer, which is 40 degrees. But straightforward, this one you shouldn't struggle too much with it. They want the number of terms here, and remember terms are separated by pluses and minuses. So this is one term on its own. This is another term on its own over there. What's important is that you must now realize is that this one here inside the 6y times the 5x squared, that one is a term on its own. So therefore this consists of 3 terms. Factorize, you're going to look for the highest common factor. So between 7 and 21, it's 7. 7 goes there, so you'll be putting 7 outside the bracket. And 7 goes in 21 3 times. Of course, that is not the only thing that we can take out. You also see they have a p and a p squared, but you want to take the one with the smallest power, 7p. There's a q and a q as well, so you're going to take out the 7pq. So if you now have to say 21pq and you divide it by 7pq, all right, so first of all, the pq's cancel, 7 goes there 3 times. We'll bring the plus down. So that is the same when you take 7p squared q and you divide by 7pq. Right, so what you're going to have is you're going to have a scenario where obviously the 7's cancel, the q's cancel, and this one is going to leave you. So basically you have 3p left, and that would be your final answer. One way of checking is just multiply everything back and see whether you get to that expression. Expand means you must now remove the brackets. So you're going to say 3x times 2x, so that is 3x. You're going to multiply by 2x, and then you take that 3x again, and you're going to multiply by negative 5y. So that's 6x squared, and a positive times a negative makes a negative. 3 times 5 is 15xy. Okay, we'll see. Let's just make that y nicely there. Alright, so that is our final answer there. Question 21, so that should be a z. So they say w is equal to, so always do this so that you can now know, okay, I need to substitute. What is w? W is 6 and z is 3. So this means 2 times 6 plus 3. Remember BODMAS, 2 times 6 is 12 plus 3. So therefore, this answer here is 15. Okay, if it seems like I'm moving too fast, remember you can always pause the video and try to do this on your own. When you multiply and the pieces are the same, you add. So this is y raised to the power of 10. Calculate the area of the rectangle. This is very straightforward. The formula is simply multiply the 10 centimeters with the 8 centimeters. And the answer here is 80 square centimeters. When they ask you to find the volume of the cuboid, of course, you just also go ahead and you multiply. So it's easy then to say volume would be, I would say put a 5 times the 2 first times the 4, okay, because 5 times 2 is 10 and 10 times 4 is 40 cubic centimeter. This should be cubic centimeters. They say write your part in write your answer in part A in liters. So we expect you to know one fact, that is 1000 cubic centimeter is equal to 1000 milliliter, and that is equal to 1 liter. So what you're going to do is you are going to change this 40 by simply dividing it by 1000. So that comma must move 3 places. Okay, so the answer is 0 0.4, not 0 0.4 but 0 0.04 if you were to do that. Remember, this is 40 divided by 1000. So take note, the comma is here, so move it 1, 2, 3 places, so you have a 0. So that is what the answer would be. So 0 0.04 liters. Now question 25 wants you to find the perimeter. You simply add everything around. So you say 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 5. It's totally up to you. Now you can see that I'm adding in the following. I've seen learners making mistakes. You should know that 8 plus 7, that is nothing but 15, plus 5 plus 6. I think you see that that is 20, and the final answer is 26. It's much easier for you to do that. Okay. Then here they ask you question 26. So say write down the coordinates of C. Well, the coordinates of C, you always give the x value, then the y value. X value is 3, comma, the y value is -2. Not the other way around, because you don't get a mark. Then you now totally talk about a totally different point altogether. They say the equation of line AB, as you can see, line AB is a horizontal line which is parallel to the x-axis. So that line will be y equals to, because it cuts at 2, with y equal to 2. Okay? So that is nothing but y equals to 2. Right, question 27, a little bit of money issue. They say the cash price for a smartphone is 1,300. Loftus bought a smartphone on hire purchase. That means they pay a deposit and then they pay the rest off. So the deposit that he pays, this one he pays, and then he must pay 12 monthly installments of $100 each. So want to know what is the total amount that he paid for the phone if he buys it on hire purchase. So that will be 500 plus this is 1,200. So it's 1,700. Can you see that? But if he was to buy the phone on the cash, he would be paying 1,300. So what is the difference? The difference there is 1,700 minus 1,300, which you are correct, the difference of 400. So essentially, he pays $400 more if he buys the phone on hire purchase than he would have otherwise bought it cash. In a bag, there are 10 red sweets. So 10 red sweets. 10 red, there are 5 blue and 2 purple. So the total number of sweets will be 17 sweets altogether. Okay, 10 plus 5 plus 2. If he takes a sweet at random without checking, what is the probability? This is just theoretical, that the sweet is blue. So you simply take the blue, which is 5, and you put it over the total number of sweets, and that fraction is the simplest form, and that answer is 5, like that. Question 29. In a school, learners were asked to mention where they want to further their studies after grade 12. The bar chart shows the number of learners and their choices. So as you can see, 25 learners are choosing to do or to go to college. 35 learners are choosing to go to university, and 15 learners are choosing to go to vocational centers. The total number of learners, so first what you do is you say 20 plus 30 plus 10, okay? And then you add 5 plus 5 plus 5. It's much easier to do that. So you know that 20 plus 30 is 50, plus that is 60, 70. So the answer here, 75. All right, without making a mistake, that is what you should get. Right, so this is a very straightforward paper. Make sure that at least you answer everything and you spend time on each particular question. Stand by for paper 2, which I'm going to upload for the grade 9s also this week.